passed. I say, now she like looked at it like, oh. I said, yeah, you're graded on the line. I said, how much percentage this play is for? She said, it's a part of my grade. I say, so we gotta do well. I said, you could be a hero or a villain in all this. Because I signed, even though I signed the check. I say, I can do it. I will do it. When you say you can do something, you signing the check, baby. Stop. And I hate when people say they can do something they can't do. We have musicians here who really couldn't sing and play, and they signed that check, and I voided it out. Get out of here. And I ain't put them out the church. I put them out this black part right here. Don't come near here. Don't touch none of that. We got Minister Josh here. He signed the check, Pastor. And I saw him. I said, oh, he can. I gave him, can you do this? Because I already know he can cash it in. I can cash it in on him. Everybody can't cash things in. People say they can preach. I heard people like, well, I'm a preacher. And they're all over the place. And they shaking when they stand up there. And I find out that people are better when they're in the pews than they're in the pulpit. Because in the pews, you got an audience of you and somebody else. But when you stand up here and you're looking at people looking at you all cockeyed, or people doing like this, mad, and people say, well, Pastor, how you doing? I don't look at you. I'm mesmerized with the lights. Because soon as I look at somebody growling at me, I might lose my step. Now I'm used to, I just see brightness. I don't see nobody. Everybody faceless when I preach. Why? I learned not to write that number in. I've learned to do the will of God. But you gotta be able to have the ability, and your ability is your number that you can put down. Your ability is what you got in your bank, what you got in your core. And you gotta have it in there so you don't write nothing out. Don't write things out. Don't void yourself. God don't void himself. Everything God said he can, Bible says there's nothing God can do. So God can write a number that's infinite. Anything you write in God, God can cash. If you need healing, he can cash that. If you need money, he cashes that. He can give you the money. If you need a wife, husband, support, he can. If you just need some peace and sanity, if you write that check on God and say, God, I need this, he will cash it in if you believe it. Now, it only becomes void on your end. It only comes void. Hey, I remember one time I was working, and that's when I could do this. I worked and had a lot of money. And I worked and I had about 3 or 4 checks I didn't even need. I forgot to cash. Because I had so much money. I didn't cash some checks, I didn't even cash it. The controller came to me and said, you ain't cashing your checks. I said, how do you know? Because they said it didn't come out of the account. She said, you need to cash your checks. Because it's throwing our number off. Now, if GPW writes you a check, you need to cash your check. We'll get to the point where it doesn't matter. But if GPWM write a check to you, you need to cash it in the next 48 hours. That's all I'm saying. We ain't there yet. Because we don't have that amount. And if you are right at the amount that you got behind you and only write what you can, that's why most people get broke, because they pay. That's what, they make billions of dollars of credit card debt. Somebody, and I can't do the ratio, but they show how much money that credit cards make. And a lot of us living off of credit. Mentally and spiritually and financially. We're living off of credit, of a promise to pay. They know, when people give you that 0% finances for 30 days? They know in 30 days, if you can't pay for it now, they know you can't pay for it in 30 days. You say that. That's the trick. They know, they research people. Most people who cannot pay for it now won't be able to pay for it in 30 days. And guess what? In 30 days, something else is going to happen. So I'm learning not to use credit. Because I know in 30 days, something can just pop up. I remember, I remember when I used to, when Christmas time come around and, I used to wait. I ain't worrying about, I make a rule for a pastor, and I'm okay with this. I tell people at this point in time, if you ain't rich, worry about you and your own. I don't worry about buying no gift for my nieces, my nephews, and all that. Pastor Allen, you will give a prayer, and that's it. And you say, well, Pastor, nobody will buy nothing for you. That's fine. I don't need anything. I know, here it is again. Half the time when I was in Christmas gift and I was in a relationship, they usually buy stuff I don't like anyway. Half the time people buy you stuff, you took it back anyway. So don't even worry about taking it back. Just give me the money. Oh, that's kind of cringe, Pastor. That's reality. Once you're 50 years old, after the middle age, like my mother said, I'm 90. What do I need that y'all didn't get? I'm tired of the flowers and the fake stuff. I'd rather people give me some cash so I can go out and get what I want. Tricks are for kids. I ain't excited no more. I get excited off the Lord. I get excited when people keep their word now. I am excited about small things like that. When people say, I'll call you back, and they really call. I get surprised over that, y'all. It's sad. I get excited when people do what they say they're going to do. Because then when you write that check, I know I can cash it in. Let me say this. When you got some people write checks that say, Pastor, or they tell you, baby, I got you. You ever heard them, I got you? I got your back. You ever heard them? I'll never leave you or forsake you, boo-boo. Or you on your job and they talking about you're going to be working here for a long time and they laid you off. You remember the time they tell you, well, we're going to give you a raise at the end of the year, and the year came and gone? And sometimes I feel like Charlie Brown and Lucy, and I try to keep kicking that ball. She's pulling it away from me. That check is void. And sometimes I tell people, why do you keep going to people that you know are going to hurt you? And you know if they voided out the first time, why do you come back? That's why I tell folk, if folk cheat on you the first time, and you can forgive them, and then you get one, and they cheat on you 4 or 5 times, lady, what do you think? Man, too. Women are just as worse than men. People talking about, I know we're in this new women's empowerment age, and that's all well and fine and good, but you know what? You're empowering women to be the same way as you claim men are. You're empowering everybody to sin. Well, you could say one group, one sex, or one group, or one race did it. Now everybody doing it. So where do you find righteous people at? And the Bible says in the last day, we're going to be like in the days of Noah, where men do whatever right in their own eyes. I watch this category where we dealing with a lot of things and people signing checks on things of liberality and sex is different and how you live. Everybody's signing checks. But you know what? When you sign a check to a lifestyle, to a way of life, to all that, you better be ready to cash it in. Because somebody going to come and going to deposit what you said. And that's what they call consequence. And when God says something good or bad, it got to be done. Jesus told me, when you read the Bible and you read the Synoptic Gospel, God wrote the check on Jesus. And every time something happened, when he stood up and he read Isaiah, it was already written by Isaiah that this had to happen. Jesus said, I must go to the cross because it is written. He could not void it out. He could pray and say, no, God, 3 times. Because of the prophecy, God signed a check on Jesus, and Jesus had to die. Jesus had to ride on a donkey because it was written that he would ride on a donkey. Jesus had to do certain things. Jesus had to open the blind eyes because it was written that he had to open up the blind. Everything he said, you will see him always stop. It is written that I must go to Samaria. It is written. It is written. That means it's a check that's signed that I came down here and I got to cash this check that God written on my life. And guess what? God has wrote a check on your life. And no matter what, you're going to cash it in. And if God can't cash it in, he will void you out.
For upcoming events, announcements, information, and donation, visit us at www.gpwm.org. Find us on Facebook.
gpw.org.
Faith, fellowship, funding, transforming the community, a community outreach. If you're ever in the Baltimore and Arundel County area, please visit us at the Storehouse, 7409A, Baltimore Annapolis Boulevard in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Also, you can reach us on the web at www.gpwm.org. Thanks again for watching.
A place where music can feel.